Red light.
The
little bar is advancing. All right, we're ready to go. Go for lunch.
Good evening. I'd like to call the Henrietta Town Board Special Use Permit meeting for Wednesday, April 28th, 2021 to order. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Barley,
Here.
Councilmember Stafford,
Here.
Councilmember Safranik,
Here.
Councilmember Bolzner,
Here.
Supervisor Schultz.
Here. We'll begin with a pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First on the agenda, we have application numbers 2021-025 and 026. Search Hill Brewing Company, 2599 East Henrietta Road in a commercial B1 zone district. Tax account number 176.06-1-22, or is more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online. Application 2021-025 is to operate a brewery style restaurant. Planned hours of operation are from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. 7 days a week. Application number 2021-26 is to have outdoor patio seating. Would the representatives please introduce themselves prior to speaking and describe what you're looking to do?
Great. Well, good evening. My name is Jess Sudol with Pastor Associates. Also here with me this evening is Dave Merrick from FSI. They are the plaza owners, and our brewmaster for the restaurant, Jason, who's sitting behind me. As mentioned in the application, it is 2 special use permits, one for the restaurant itself and one for the outdoor seating. The site is located, the overall plaza is the Beers of the World Plaza, which is obviously right down the street here on the northwest corner of Calkins and East Henrietta Road. As shown on the site plan there that's been pulled up, the shaded area on the southern portion of the building would be the location of the proposed restaurant. So it's going to be a brewery style restaurant. So it's going to be doing some actual, minor brewing operations inside the, that shaded area shown there. We also submitted a floor plan that's on file. Obviously these types and styles of restaurants have become very popular as of late. Currently that site is occupied by the Bottle Recycling Center. So if you're familiar with that sign in that area, that's where it is currently proposed. The application also includes a bunch of improvements and cleaning up the parking lot, putting in some curved islands and lights and trees and that type of thing. The outdoor seating area is located on the southern face of the building wall, which is going to have a few outdoor picnic tables. It's not really the primary function of this restaurant. The outdoor seating is, there you go, just in addition to the overall operation. So the plan you're looking at now, the site floor plan is kind of rotated counterclockwise. So Calkins is actually on the left side of the screen, and then East River Road would be on the bottom of the screen. Currently, it's got a masonry facade with very few windows. As you see on that picture that's kind of in the top center, we're proposing to cut in several glass overhead doors as well as several new windows. So that way the doors, on nice days like today, could be left open so that you kind of have a semi-outdoor experience and let the fresh air into the interior of the restaurant. The capacity of the restaurant inside itself is approximately 200 people. You can see that we have a lounge area, typical seating areas. Pretty much relatively standard stuff for a restaurant operation. You can see on the outdoor patio that it's not that large, so we don't plan on having any kind of live music or anything like that out there. Anyone who was sitting out there would, simply just potentially hear the music that was going on, inside the restaurant itself. The parcel that it's located on is very much commercial. There's a parking lot to the east, and then across the street is, of course, Walgreens. And to the west, there's a vacant parcel, and then the driveway that goes back to the K9 Motel And then further east of there is when you start to get to residential properties. So we're pretty well separated from any potential impact to single family residents. So, with that said, there's not a lot to it. I don't want to make it any more complicated than it has to be, but collectively, we're happy to answer any questions the board might have.
I assume the door that leads into the bathrooms from the outside is going away.
Now that's the surprise door.
Yeah, right. It's extra accessible, but restroom.
So is the footprint of this going to be the same as the Beers and World, larger, smaller? Because that's about 5,000 square feet right now.
Correct, yep. So it's gonna be about 7,200 square feet.
Larger.
Yes.
Yeah, so Beers of the World will be completely at the north end. This will be completely at the south end, and the bottle will be in the middle. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is there an additional potential future suite besides the bottlers?
Correct.
Okay.
I heard you mention live.
It was,
Oh.
Mike was off. I heard you mention live music. Will there be live music inside?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, thanks. My only concern was the outdoor patio late night, because, noise travels or voices travel. So that was my concern.
Yeah, we don't envision it getting much late night use at all. We'd probably, the doors would probably close at, 8, 9 o'clock, and then the operation would be primarily inside.
Okay.
Is, just out of curiosity, is there any homes near there?
Not super close.
About a block,
There's some,
probably closer than a block.
couple south of
Oh, I guess so.
the Dollar
Yeah.
Tree and then some east of Caucus.
Yeah, you've got Amson behind the Dollar Tree, and then you have
Gloucester Court, I guess.
like a little cul-de-sac.
Yep.
Right behind here.
And actually, this isn't even the most western part of the building. You do have those existing loading docks that are there today that will remain.
Right.
Are you currently making beer, or is this a whole new project?
This is a whole new project. I'm making beer, but I'm doing it for Battle Street Brewery in Dansville right now.
Okay,
And I was the brewer at CB's for 13 years.
Clerks, can you hear him?
It would be great if we could get him on mic. We can kind of hear, but not super well.
Yeah, you're special, Jason. You get to come right up.
Podium,
Careful up there.
it's protected.
And Jason, what's your last name?
Fox, FOX.
So could you just repeat your answer so it's clear for the minutes?
Yep, so I am currently the head brewer at Battle Street Brewery in Dansville, and I was the former brewer at CB's for 13 years in Huntington Falls.
My son-in-law will be very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
sure.
hoping a lot of people are. So far, the feedback
When I
is,
tell him that, it's gonna be like a birthday present to him. So
Right.
we want to bring good beer to Henrietta. Everybody else has a brewery except us.
I've heard about that for years from, when are we getting our brew? When are
Yep.
we getting a brewery? And,
Well, and as someone who used to go to custom brew crafters, I won't say a lot, but a decent amount of time, I'll be happy to have it.
So Dave,
Back in
what
action.
is the plan for the bottle company? They have a long-term lease.
The plan right now is to relocate them into the plaza more. And then it's from there, I guess, it could be a 10-year lease deal. We're still kind of negotiating that right now.
Okay, thanks.
Are there plans? It looks like there's plans to redevelop the plaza and the parking lot area and things like that. Remove some of the parking spaces, but maybe make some landscaping improvements. Is that what I'm looking at here?
Yes, that's exactly what you're looking at. Putting in some curbed island, which will provide some green space, planting opportunities, and spruce the whole place up.
Great.
One of the things I would like you to show on the drawings, I spoke with Frank and Bergia about the folks on the plaza to the north are very much interested in, the town kind of supports some of that interest in having that what's now gated open not until after you get the curb. So I know Mr. Angotti didn't like the fact that people would come flying diagonally across. So, once the improvements are done on the parking lot to kind of route the traffic, I would like to see that that gate open back up so that people to that plaza can use the light. There's a florist just opened up, and there's a gym back there, and I forgot who else. There's a number of.
There's a barber shop back there. There's a art studio back there also.
So, I would like to see that because I think that would help out. Again, I understand why it was closed in the first place because of the people racing through, but with the new concrete curbs, that should reduce that.
With the brewing process, does that create any odors?
No, we're only going to brew a couple times a week,
Okay,
and it's just a small amount, a little bit of malt and hop aroma in the air. And that's going to be vented out through a stack on the roof, and it'll just blow away.
okay. Well, I just didn't want it to blow over in the neighborhood. If it-
Yeah,
neighborhoods if it
unfortunately,
stunk.
predominant winds are from west to
West.
east, so.
And then everything is lower.
Right.
East of there. So, okay, that was, as long as there's no odor that bothers the residents.
Nope, shouldn't be any bad odors.
What kind of food are you gonna be doing? Is it gonna be like bar food? Is it gonna be?
It's going to be Tex-Mex.
Oh,
If you all remember the old El Torritos.
Any other questions? Do we have anybody online or in the public?
I guess was this, just this one note, that, there needs to be planning board approval?
Correct. So basically, after getting a special use permit, they would need to get site plan approval.
Okay. Great.
One of the things I appreciate them adding the block wall to protect the exterior seating from the parking lot.
Do we want to add anything in there for the outdoor patio? I know, these guys don't plan on it, but 5-10 years down the road, if you ever sold the place, somebody else might want to use the, restrict hours or restrict noise, or what could we do there? I don't really want to restrict the hours. I just want to make sure that
We could either just make it clear in the comments here, or we could, I don't know how you would put something in there. That basically just said that there's an understanding that if noise does become a problem on the patio, there may be a requirement to restrict the hours,
Okay.
or there might be fines, but I don't know what we could, Don, if you had any thoughts.
You could have a condition on a special permit that, noise shouldn't travel beyond the boundary of the property or something. Basically, the way you would put a condition on there is you have to put something that can be violated and thus enforced.
How about that we have that same, the section of the code that talks about no loud noises after,
Yep.
I think it's between the hours of 9 PM and 7 AM.
Let me pull that up. Forget, is that a separate chapter or is it in the
But
zoning?
that's- let me ask, that is excessive. I mean, they can still be out. I mean, I
They
don't
can make-
wanna- I
no,
don't want
no,
to
it-
restrict their hours.
No, it doesn't. It just says, it basically, I have to pull up the wording, but it's essentially that section of the code under noise. It basically says that disturbs the repose of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I can read it. Are you interested in hearing what it says?
Sure.
It says, no person shall make or cause to be made any unreasonably loud disturbance or unnecessary noise, which shall be defined as any excessive or unusually loud sound or any sound which crosses at least one real property line, and which, in the opinion of persons or agents charged with the responsibility of enforcing this chapter, Either a noise disturbs, injures, or endangers the comfort, repose, health, peace, or safety of a person or neighborhood, which is very wordy, but it's really a way of saying, don't make extremely loud noises that
What's that chapter?
bother people. 168, chapter 168.
Is it chapter or section 168?
It's chapter 160. It's its own chapter.
Chapter, okay.
So basically that the outdoor seating shall be operated in accordance with chapter 168 noise.
Yep.
Okay. That way there as a condition, if it's not, you could theoretically pull the permit.
Or more to the point, threaten to pull the permit to make sure we get compliance.
While they're doing that, is there a way we're gonna protect the public from, if they're sitting out at these tables, from being ran over by a car?
That's what I was saying. If you look, they did add that proposed block retaining wall.
Okay.
That
good.
wasn't on the original concept plans, but Pass Road did add it.
Okay, thank you.
Any others? Okay, I'll make the motion since I've got the addition to it. Fellow board members, I move that we approve application number 2021-025, Search Hill Brewing Company, 2599 East Henrietta Road, in a commercial B1 zone district, tax account number 176.06-1-22, or is more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online, to operate a brewery-style restaurant with planned hours of operation from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. 7 days a week.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Barley,
Aye.
Councilmember Stafford.
Aye.
Councilmember Safranek.
Aye.
Councilmember Bolzner,
Aye.
Supervisor Schultz.
Aye. Fellow board members, I recommend, or excuse me, I move that we approve application number 2021-026 to have outdoor patio seating for Search Hill Brewing Company, with outdoor seating shall be compliant with chapter 168 noise ordinance.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Barley,
Aye.
Councilmember Stafford.
Aye.
Councilmember Safranek,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolzner,
Aye.
Supervisor Schultz.
Aye. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
If you need,
Thank you.
Exciting.
if you're not familiar with the Henrietta Chamber of Commerce, feel free to send me an email at supervisor@henrietta.org and I can put you in touch with them. Can do ribbon cutting. They have really big pair of scissors, all sorts of stuff.
And we would be really happy to be there and sample your products.
That's right.
All of a sudden Lisa's French. We.
I do have one question, not related to this. Oh, he's leaving.
Good for Josh?
No, I was, yeah, I was gonna ask him.
Jason?
If it was just gonna be his own group. or he's gonna have
Oh,
his
gotcha.
own, but no big deal.
That concludes our agenda for the Henrietta Town Board Special Use Permit meeting Wednesday, April 28, 2021. Meeting is adjourned. So we'll keep the Zoom open, but can't end the YouTube, correct?
Correct. Yep. Folks in YouTube, look for a new video in about 10 minutes. Folks in Zoom can sit